Everywhere I look, there are reminders that I only hold this job temporarily. But it's a long time between now and 2016, and anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
I have more campaigns to run.
More campaigns to run.
Let's face it, there is one issue on every reporter's minds, and that is 2016. Apparently, some folks really want to see a pot-smoking socialist in the White House. We could get a third Obama term after all. Could happen, could happen, could happen.
And that's why we're running for a third term.
No, we're not.
We're not?
No.
Who the hell said that?
I actually think I'm a pretty good president. I think if I ran, I could win.
From Todd. Todd says, with the ever-increasing lawlessness of the Obama administration, each act of lawlessness is becoming more bold and radical. I agree with that. Nothing is being done by Congress to end it. It would certainly seem that way. Are these acts testing grounds for a hostile government takeover by the current administration? Something to think about, he says. We may not have the 2016 presidential election if America does not act now.
The objective of this trip was to have substantive discussions with people like President Karzai or Prime Minister Maliki or President Sarkozy or others who I expect to be dealing with over the next 8 to 10 years. And it's important for me to have a relationship with them early.
You have to wonder if Obama is just trying to lay a foundation for not being a hypocrite when he tries to serve beyond 2016. I wouldn't be at all surprised if in the next number of years there is a move on the 22nd Amendment, which term limits the President of the United States. Regardless, I mean, one thing is clear here, that Obama is nothing if not a hardcore liberal. Always more sympathetic, appearing to side with the bad guys on the world stage. And I'll tell you, folks, this business about serving beyond 2016, you know, the thing that, when you look at Obama's followers, and we've discussed it here, they are a cult-like bunch.
The power of the presidency, regardless of whom occupies the White House, is enormous. And this question is always asked. And the truth is, the president is a lame duck. The 22nd Amendment is a terrible idea.
Representative Jose E. Serrano of New York came from the same school of thought. In January of this year, he proposed to get H.J. Res. 15 past committee for the 9th time. He's reintroduced it every congressional session since 1997. None of these resolutions ever made it to a floor vote. But try again. H.J. Res. 15 proposes repealing the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution, which sets term limits on the presidency. The last and only president to serve more than 2 terms was Franklin D. Roosevelt. In 1945,
Who would oppose Obama if he issued an executive order suspending the 22nd Amendment, allowing him to run for a 3rd term? Or who would oppose him if he found some other way to stay in office beyond the constitutional limit of 2 4-year terms? Rush Limbaugh responded to this question recently when a caller raised the possibility Obama might ignore the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution, as he has ignored so many other laws since taking office. Rush said, well, let's construct a scenario and see if it has the slightest bit of believability, and let's establish some things that we know to be true about Obama, what he already knows. Chief among those is that the Republican Party has said that impeachment is off the table. Limbaugh went on to say, the Republican Party has made it clear that they will not use that constitutional measure as a means of reining Obama in, and maybe even getting him out of office. They also have made it just as clear in the most recent vote on the funding for the Homeland Security Department that they will not use the power of the purse to stop Obama. Okay, so those dual realities equal Obama fully aware the Republican Party will take no steps to stop him in his ongoing violations and running up to the edges of the Constitution. Limbaugh speculated that Obama would actually consider the possibility of a 3rd term given the Democrat Party's weak field of candidates for 2016, with its lead candidate being the lackluster Hillary Clinton, who couldn't even beat the political unknown Obama last time.
This new major story that Obama, his powers are so unprecedented that even congressmen now are saying Obama is enacting dictatorial powers by saying that, yes, I'll follow some laws, but overall I'll do anything I want.
Yeah.
And the key thing here is, yeah, some of the Congress people are saying he could become a dictator. You know, he could choose to suspend election terms and everything like that. But the reality is he's already enforced dictatorial powers.
That's right.
Obama has already said the Constitution doesn't matter. He has already used dictator-style powers to go ahead and do anything he wants. And they do it with this straight face. And they act like it's no big deal, from the NSA spying on you at all times to the DHS saying you have no constitution, literally. They're doing this over and over again and getting away with it because the people aren't freaking out enough about it. And even when they do, Obama just gets away with it. So why can't he suspend the election? Why can't he say, okay, I'll run again? You know, why can't he do anything? He could literally declare himself a dictator today and probably get away with it if we let him.
The growing assertion of power by this president to do things to change laws, that's not his responsibility. That's the Congress's clearly delegated responsibility to write the laws. But even with Obamacare, his signature legislation, when he finds things in it that he doesn't like, he rewrites the law, even though the law itself doesn't give him any authority to do that.
If you can dispense with immigration laws or marijuana laws or mandatory minimums, can you also dispense with election laws?
Again, I think we've gone over this ground many times.